Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3, The Book of Boba Fett and more. As always my dear Megalorians, before we dive into it, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new videos. So without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So the big news of the day is that Bossk is now 100% confirmed for the Book of Boba. LRM Online reported on this earlier, and I must say this is huge news for all fans of bounty hunters and The Empire Strikes Back. I was very happy when I heard the news because, as many of you know, I've been saying for literally months now that I'm adamant we're going to see Bossk in the Book of Boba Fett. As I previously reported, Funko announced a new line of bounty hunter figures which did include Bossk, and that was a major clue to his comeback in live action, and now it's official. So let's see what this news article has to say. Bossk is back. The Book of Boba Fett will be the next story told in the Mandoverse, set to debut in December. While there is very little known about the show's actual story, there have been many subtle clues of which characters will make an appearance. We know that Fennec Shand, played by Ming-Na, will be in the show alongside Boba Fett, and rumours that Timothy Olyphant will be back as Cobb Vanth started to appear last month. Earlier this year, LRM Online reported that other bounty hunters would also be appearing in the show as well. This led many other outlets to speculate the return of Cad Bane, one of Boba's fiercest rivals. The source can now confirm that Bossk is going to make an appearance in the Book of Boba. The appearance of Bossk makes sense when dealing with a story about Boba Fett, since they have quite a long history together. Originally, Bossk briefly appeared in The Empire Strikes Back when he was hired by Darth Vader to track down the Millennium Falcon. It wasn't until the Clone Wars animated series that we got more of a backstory to Bossk and how he allied himself with Boba. During the Clone Wars, the Trandoshan partnered with Aurra Sing, Castus, and a young Boba Fett. He would eventually become the bodyguard for the teenage Boba, and we don't know exactly what happened to Bossk after the assignment to capture the Millennium Falcon. We can only speculate how the reunion between these two bounty hunters will go. But either way, Bossk is back, and that's really exciting. So as I say guys, I can't wait, and as well as Bossk, we're in for some massive cameos. Hopefully we'll get to see more of the surviving bounty hunters from the original trilogy. Now I can't say anything too specific, but I do know a couple of behind the scenes things about the show, which unfortunately I can't reveal to you. I really want to, but trust me, we're all in for something spectacular, and what I will say is that fans of both the original trilogy and the prequels are going to be very pleased with what's to come. So with that said guys, let's move on and talk about The Mandalorian. So something we found out yesterday is that Variety and PBS are gearing up for their 14th season of Actors on Actors. It's a series where two actors basically interview each other and have a conversation. What we learned is that in the upcoming 14th season, Ewan McGregor is going to interview Pedro Pascal. Basically, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Din Djarin. Now the big news here is that in the preview, which was like a little teaser trailer, Pedro Pascal revealed that they haven't started filming The Mandalorian Season 3, which is basically what I reported on and what we all suspected. The most recent report states that filming is only going to begin in September, which delays The Mandalorian Season 3, but it will be worth it because we all love the show and it's going to be something incredible. So now guys, we're going to talk about C-3PO because Kevin Feige's upcoming Star Wars film might include him. The galaxy's favourite protocol droid C-3PO is back, and Loki writer Michael Waldron said he'd love to have 3PO in his upcoming movie, the one he's working on with Kevin Feige that was proposed to Kathleen Kennedy. So let's take a look at this article. If the writer of Kevin Feige's upcoming Star Wars movie has his way, C-3PO is going to play a major role. Michael Waldron spoke to Film about this week's premiere of Loki, on which he's the head writer, but the topic soon shifted to Star Wars because earlier this year, Waldron was announced to be the writer of Feige's mysterious Star Wars film. The film will see the Marvel studio head lend his production talents to the galaxy far, far away. When the writer was asked about what he loves about the franchise and what he wants to bring to the project, he said C-3PO 100%. He went on to say there's not much I can say about the project other than I'll try to bring everything I love about Star Wars into it. In particular, I love C-3PO and I'll try to bring him into it. Back in 2019, news broke that Kevin Feige and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy would be working on a Star Wars film together. Feige has long been a vocal Star Wars fan and has woven that love into the MCU. Since the news, however, very little has been revealed about the project, apart from of course Waldron's involvement and word that Feige is going to bring in a big actor to lead the project. While his involvement was confirmed by Disney head Alan Horn, Feige hasn't spoken about it, instead citing his continued work on building the MCU. So I will keep you guys updated when we do have news about this project. But in the meantime, let's get excited because we might see C-3PO again. So now my dear Megalorians, we're going to talk a little bit about the Bad Batch, As some of you know, every Monday following the Friday episode, Star Wars post an episode guide to their website. For last week's episode Decommissioned, there are two really important details that they mention. First of all, Wrecker's headache. Now, after Wrecker awoke after having bumped his head, we weren't really sure whether or not he was in an altered state or back to normal. Unfortunately, guys, the website does not give us any solace. It says something is wrong. Without warning, Wrecker grabs his head in pain, muttering the words, "Good soldiers follow orders." Unable to steady himself, the hulking clone takes a blaster shot to the arm before finally falling. Now, I was hoping they would follow this up with when he awakens he's back to normal, but unfortunately it doesn't. I wonder if Wrecker is now going to execute Order 66 and what the dynamic is going to be between the squad. I truly believe that they will seek out Rex, or if Rex is the hologram figure at the end, then perhaps he will initiate contact. The second thing that the website confirms in this episode guide is that the R7 unit is in fact Ahsoka's droid. So the coloration was indeed a mistake. So now, my friends, we're going to end with something a little bit different. It's a bit funny, quite comical, and not something you would expect from a news update, but that's exactly why I want to do it. I came across an article which was called How a Porg Became a Pirate. It really gave me a good chuckle and I want to share it with you guys. Star Wars, yes, there are Porg pirates. In Lou Sanders' Star Wars Flight of the Falcon Pirate's Price, Hondo Ohnaka adopts a Porg who's called Puffy. Porgs were first introduced in the very controversial Star Wars The Last Jedi as an adorable way to cover up the puffins of Skellig Michael, but they've now gone on to appear in other Star Wars media as well. One of the most prominent roles for a Porg can be found in Flight of the Falcon sub-series, particularly in The Pirate's Price. In one of the 3 short stories that the pirate Hondo Ohnaka tells, he explains how Puffy the Porg became his trusted friend and a fellow pirate. While Hondo first appeared in Star Wars The Clone Wars, he also played a prominent role in later works like Rebels. Because of this, Hondo Ohnaka's encounters with the Millennium Falcon also span the eras. Theoretically, this makes Hondo an excellent source of information, but the pirate has a tendency to exaggerate the truth. Puffy the Porg makes his grand appearance in Hondo's final story, which is appropriately named Attack of the Porgs. The tale takes place after Star Wars The Last Jedi, when Chewbacca asks Hondo to help him with repairs on the ship. Hondo finagles a deal where he can borrow the Falcon for a time. During his repairs, Hondo encounters the Porgs who have settled on the ship. One Porg in particular continuously steals food from Hondo, including puff cubes, which then leads Hondo to giving him the name Puffy. During his time with the Falcon, Hondo is captured by another pirate, Tronak Adurmush. Hondo uses food cubes as incentive to get Puffy to press the correct buttons to free him. After Puffy succeeds, the Porgs continue to help Ohnaka in his escape. What's really funny in this story is that he calls Puffy his lucky charm, and inadvertently Puffy becomes an honorary pirate. So after all, Hondo Ohnaka does seem to have a soft side. But anyway guys, what did you make of today's news update? What do you think about the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian Season 3? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, my dear Mandalorians, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also be sure to check out my Patreon, the link is in the description. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.